Hi, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Andromeda Adventures. We are joined again by our wonderful cast of Nick, James, David, and Evan. Hi, you guys. Glad to have you back with us tonight. Unfortunately, Kovac could not make it tonight. So Addis will continue to be doing research at the library or whatever unusual activities he's up to in the city currently. Brief announcement for everyone watching and for those of you that chime in late. The Andromeda Adventures is starting a new game on Sunday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time for Fading Embers, a Dark Souls Elden Ring inspired unique homebrew world with some homebrew mechanics, and it is going to be an incredible, fun game with a lot of interesting side characters, great items, and challenging adventures. There's a link in the chat. So check it out, give it a look on SPG or startplaying.games, and join us. We'd love to have you join us for a game.
And if I may, I have contributed a bit to this, and it feels like too much. And as much as I've contributed, Frosty has put so much work into this game, so it will be amazing. It is astounding. I've seen the notes.
Well, we hope to see you guys inside that game and seeing you watch us tonight. With that, I believe we will get started. So, James, will you cue our intro? Hadrian, will you please tell us where we left off last session and what happened? Catch the adventures.
Yeah, fine. So, you're in our chateau, and we got a knock on the door, and it was this man who said he was a tailor. He'd heard we were in dire need of a tailor, and nobody had sent for a tailor. And well, yes, some of us run around without a shirt on, looking at you, Garth, and some of us do have desperate need of a wardrobe reform, looking at you, Barry. He wasn't here for any reason, so it was a very suspicious figure. Also, he did seem to talk in circles, which I hate, because I kind of talk in straight lines, and so we were ships passing in the night. Very, very romantic in its way. Regardless, eventually we got out of him while he was putting me into what was admittedly a rather garish but kind of cool-looking Shakespearean-esque, there's no Shakespeare here, doublet of red, that he knew certain gnomes interested in a ring and or a museum, and also had an interest in keeping the queen alive, maybe, just interested in the queen, generally speaking. So we got information from, well, we didn't get any information from him. He was very, very... But he did say that they had a patron and we wanted to meet them, and he said they would find us. So without anything else to do, we sort of just did our thing around the city. Garth had a day of getting lost, mostly, trying to ask for assistance, and did end up being mistaken for an individual without a home and given some money to assist with that. I was trying to just attract attention in a good way, and ended up getting a date, I think, for the masquerade, Amelia de Lingerie or something. I don't really know. But then after that, we were going to go meet the queen's nephew, who Amelia did tell me it was part of this ancient dead languages society, and she had recognized the language I was singing in as quote-unquote Urukian, which, by the way, fuck no, it's Ishgardian. That is extremely insulting. But we did go, and I may have kind of not lost my temper, but lost sight of the goal. We saw this sort of prissy noble performing a really, really bad speech in my native language, and I might have stolen the show and the audience from him, and he was not happy about it. But he and Restora did bond over the one thing that I do bring, which is shared hatred of me. So I really think I did a great job there, actually, in bringing people together, which is my whole vibe. And while we were doing that, Garth met a man who quickly revealed himself to be what's the word? A LARPier, LARP, some sort of a weird bowman. I don't know, not a very good individual, but who gave us information that if we wanted to meet real adventurers, we could go to Madame de Pompadour's, an inn in the city. And Restora, meanwhile, because again, shared hatred of me, was invited on a tour of the Queen's palace by her nephew and managed to case the joint very, very well for very legitimate reasons. And so after that day, we're just sort of sitting, I think, back in the chateau, waiting for this mysterious person to contact us and planning to probably go to Madame de Pompadour's because the chateau is boring. That's it. Did I miss anything?
I don't believe so. We will pick up that next morning. A nice summer day, midsummer day. Early morning. You've had your chance to rest, gathered around eating some breakfast that Garth has prepared.
It's very
Barry has stolen some of it.
As we're sitting and eating, I'm taking the bow tie Elam gave me for Barry and just trying to put it on him. Barry, it makes you look dashing.
He doesn't like it. Don't unless you want to lose your hand. I'd say off a little bit.
Okay, I'll back off, but just I'll put it down, Barry. Trust me, people will give a lot of free ale to a bear in a bow tie.
Don't
Putting
you
it
cloud his mind.
putting it out there. Go back and eat.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
I'm still pretty good at
Please,
this.
please succeed.
Please don't succeed. No.
I'm gonna use my no.
Yeah. Oh, we just got all our hero points back. Have at it.
That's right, we did.
29.
Oh, disadvantage.
Oh,
Hold on.
21.
1.
He kind of looks at it and like moves it to the side a little bit, but settles in and kind of leans up and kind of gives Garth a look like, "What do you think?" Like bow tie on.
It's not fitting, man. But if you like it, that's all that matters. There's no knock on the door this morning, is there?
No.
That's a first.
Adrian just knocks on his chair. What was that?
I'll get it. Open the door.
You open the door, see the busy street outside. No one standing there.
That's weird. But usually you knock on the door, you want to talk to somebody.
Maybe you scared him off.
Maybe they were a gnome and they're just really short. You didn't see them, but they walked in anyway.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Make a perception check.
Oh dear. I should not have given that suggestion to the DM.
22.
As you're looking around, you do, however, see a very well-dressed gentleman, sort of a dark grayish black with red and gold trim long coat. Looks a bit out of place in this environment, not wearing the nice bright colors and extravagant outfits overlay. Very pale skin with a grayish patch around his left eye. That, like, the skin's kind of shriveled, looks kind of scarred and rotted. It's grayed. And the eye inside is completely black with a yellow iris.
Hello.
Making his way just casually up towards the Chateau Breton through the crowd. People seem to be giving distance. He's got sort of thinned, almost shaved sides of his head with just a little bit of slicked, short grayish hair on the top of his head that's just slicked back. And he's walking very casually
Towards the chateau.
towards the chateau. His boots kind of give a little bit of a clack as he's dressed very nice. And you have passed through Wallachia and recognize Wallachian fashion.
Oh. Well, I closed the door.
Okay.
Who was it?
No one, I don't think.
Oh, check again.
Yeah, it's probably just kids messing around.
Yeah, kids, right?
Yeah, could be it.
Just
Yeah,
because
it's definitely somebody very immature.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
just because they're short. Oh, I see what you did there. Game recognizes game. And I'll sort of bow to restore a little bit.
She gives a polite nod.
Keep eating my bacon. I just assume it's bacon.
Take a
A few moments later, there's a gentle tap, tap, tap at the door.
I'll get it this time.
Are you sure? I mean,
Yeah.
it could just be those kids again.
I mean, if it's those, but you like, who's more likely to scare them off if it is, right? Like,
Me.
Just answer the bloody door, one of you.
yeah, I'm going to the door. I'm going to the door. I was saying that as I was going. I'm just assuming.
All right. As you open the door, will you make a wisdom save for me?
No. 19. Sorry, bell rang. Since I. That one's at my door. Yes. Wisdom save 19.
As you open the door, a dark eye stares into your face as you see the look of the gentleman described to Garth, and you are paralyzed with fear. Hello. I hear you are inquiring about me. And he just walks in past you, arms behind his back as you kind of shake it off. And you can still feel this lingering sense of dread and fear.
Yeah. Mysterious patron.
You guys see the gentleman walk into the kitchen. And I need
Is
you to
our
make
house
wisdom saves.
just open to the public at this point?
We just sort of walked in. Wisdom save.
22.
By
15.
2. Garth, you feel fear, but you are not paralyzed. But Westora and Magnar, you are frozen with fear that just runs up your spine. And Westora, you recognize this gentleman. He was one of the individuals that was at that ritual.
Do I remember which one this is?
It is Silko Silavasi.
I'd say something, but I currently can't.
Excuse me, sir.
You asked to see me. I hear you're interested in the museum.
Really? Oh, right. Oh, you're the one with the gnomes.
Have a seat.
I'm already sitting.
He kind of gestures for you to move to the other side of the table.
I like this side. This is my seat.
He walks in and walks around to take a seat at the head of the table and just sits down. Now, why are you asking so many questions as you guys feel the paralysis wearing off and Adrian walks in? That sense of fear still lingering.
Yeah. Hadrian is not one to. He shows it. You can see in his eyes, he's nervous as fuck around this person, but he is also no stranger to fear and not necessarily the most diplomatic person. So yes.
Make perception checks, all of you.
18.
25.
Garth, you can hear a very
20.
large creature.
15.
And Magnar, you can too, also moving through, invisible. You can hear the groan of wood creaking, the heavy steps and heavy breathing.
Right, I'm gonna attempt to grapple the creature that's invisible. Just like lunge at it.
Make a athletics check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Such noise.
9.
You just dive and tackle nothing.
There's something
Um,
here. There's something here.
I believe you and I may have met before.
You do look familiar, yes.
Yes, I had a particular ritual.
Some time ago.
Yes, sometime.
Didn't really work out, did it?
Apparently not.
You
Especially
seem to
not
be
for you and your yes, but also especially did not work for you and Jill and Samara and several others.
Do I
Wow.
recognize this person, Frosty, by the way? He's a really friend.
Your memories of that night are still fuzzy, so
Yeah,
there
no,
is
but I'm-
something familiar, but not a direct
Okay.
recognition.
I'm just asking because I don't know what having quote unquote lifted the veil means in terms of my memories. They still
Could
seem
you-
pretty broken, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Can you type his name in the chat for me? Because I'm going to probably try to say it once or twice, and I don't want to screw it up. Silavasi is the name, correct?
Right. And you're Fresh Snow, Madame Fresh Snow, right?
Yes, I am. You have a very good memory.
Along with Mr. Izuna.
What?
And I see you've made new friends.
Yes, it has been a while. I have indeed made some friends along the way.
Who?
We understand that you're interested in a particular object at the museum. We are curious to learn more about that.
Yes. I in particular want to make sure that it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. And I have
Those-
a much more noble purpose to set it towards. Hate for your mistakes to cost this world too much.
Before we keep going, who is Mr. Izuna?
Well, I see it still hasn't all come back yet.
I just narrow my eyes at him. You're not very forthcoming with information, are you?
A lot of people
You
aren't.
requested to see me, and
Hmm.
you've been interfering in my operations, so I don't really feel the need to give you anything. But I haven't decided whether it's worth letting you continue this dance, or if you're a
Fine.
problem that needs to be taken care of. So I
Fine.
suggest, if you want this meeting to go amicably,
Please excuse us. You must understand there's been a lot that we have been learning about what's been happening. Do you know who has provided this house to us?
he looks around. I'd assume one of the other patrons from that evening. Guessing
Yes.
from the Ameresian style and
The fact we are in
Yeah,
Amarisa style.
Yeah, that's not impressive, man. Like, I'm sorry, you.
Let him speak, man. Or he's going to bugger off or chew us to death, whatever that invisible thing is that's walking around the room.
Hey, there's something. I knew it.
considering that you've had some run-ins with a particular individual, I'd say that most likely you're currently being overseen by Mr. DeRay,
You know him.
and he has you well under his thumb and where he wants you.
May I speak frankly for 1 second? And I pointed out, and no, I'm not about to. He's not Jill, right? I don't. Yes, we are interested in the thing in the museum. Yes, it seems if it is your purpose to keep it out of the wrong hands, that is our purpose as well. Yes, we wish to ensure this occurs. There is information there that I am interested in, but it has nothing to do with the ring. Be honest, I'm sure he fucking knows what we're talking
Then I suggest that you all drop your interest. I'll handle things at the museum.
Hold on. Could I ask a question?
if you must.
Thank you. You're talking about keeping the ring from falling in the wrong hands. Whose hands are the right hands?
Mine.
Why yours?
He kind of looks. He says, there are things in the land that I come from that need addressing.
In
The
Wallachia.
endless night and curse, as well as the nobility and their particular tastes. Me and my organization are attempting to correct the situation.
Leaving aside your goals, I have a personal obligation to ensure this, but as I said, I also have a personal interest. And I, at least, would like to assist with whatever you are planning in terms of getting this out of the museum. I will not ask for compensation. And at the very best or worst, you have an easy target to blame the heist upon because there are wanted posters all over town of someone who looks a lot like me.
If I wanted to blame you, I wouldn't need you there.
I'm sure you wouldn't. Because you're such a you cut such a trustworthy
Striking.
figure. Doesn't say trustworthy that seemed to get yes. No, he is striking. That's not sarcasm. Like look at him. It strikes me right over the head. Ow. But like
I forgot how flippant you were. It's really quite tedious.
I'm sorry. I don't know how else to respond when somebody is condescending. Having said that, I am offering you legitimate help here.
And what makes you think I need anything from you? You're the ones that have been interfering and making my situation far more complicated.
But as you said, if you needed us to stop, you would have ignored the request to meet and simply. So you're here for something.
You might have a use for me. I'm always interested in acquiring good talent. I'm not entirely sure that that's what I see here. There are pieces of an ancient weapon I'm looking to acquire. That would be quite helpful, as well as learning and uncovering some of the secrets in Wallachia. If you ever find yourselves there, I might have work for you.
What weapon?
It's called the Radiant Dawn. It's a blade capable of wielding the glory of the sun.
Bit pretentious, don't you think?
I didn't name it.
Cool.
Mr. Sillavasi, with all respect, I don't see myself going to Wallachia anytime soon. Or
Well,
ever.
not willingly. You never know
Willingly,
where our paths might take us.
Yeah, I still have some answers I need to find there, by the way, God.
You can have fun.
I will. I'll have so much fun.
Are you afraid of the dark, Mr. Garth?
Not the dark, no. Maybe a little bit, but not like,
you literally have a
The
giant
sounds and screams of the hounding undead and their crawling flesh as they move through the earth to stalk you send shivers up your spine.
I don't want to go to Wallachia. It's all. That's it.
Well,
Well, he's not
right
asking
now,
us to go.
he's
He
not
just-
asking us to. He's just saying
Yeah.
if we ever do
But-
that, it's worth it.
And the point I was trying to make to you, Mr. Silabasi, Silko, whatever your name is that you said you need talent and you're not sure. If we find ourselves there and you're still not sure, that's a problem. But this is one task that we both have an interest in. And there's nothing to be lost.
And a task that I've already paid the talent to accomplish.
Have you seen your talent? I can vouch that at least a couple of them.
Are you saying that you're more competent?
I'm saying that again, at least a couple of them are unreliable psychopaths, and coming from me, this is like sees like.
Well, I've heard your pitch. I'm not impressed, but you demanded to see me, so why don't I ask, what the hell is it that you want? That all of you demanded to see me for, and why you're so invested in this particular thing.
Well,
you could have just walked away. And
if I may, you said you were quite keen to make sure the ring didn't get into the wrong hands, and the wrong hands in this case, of course, being Godric.
you know his name.
Oh yes,
We've met him several times.
several times, and seen what he can do with the rings that he already has, and the partial dragon that he was able to summon with it. So we were quite determined that he should not allow himself to acquire the last of the set. Now, here are these gnomes, patron unknown, seeking out said ring. Now, we don't know who the patron is, and for all we know, it's bloody Godric himself trying to get the last ring. So pardon us for trying to do the very thing that you yourself are trying to do, which is keep it out of his hands. We didn't demand to see you, we demanded to see the patron, because we didn't know who the bloody hell he was. So pardon us for wasting your time, because you had to come down and tell us that you were trying to do the same thing that you were trying to do, but we didn't know that at the time, did we?
That seems like a fair assessment of the situation.
I will.
At least now we're on the same page.
Right, well, almost the same page. See, we have also been quite keen to keep this out of the hands of Gilles de Rais. You may say that we're under his thumb. I'd like to say that we know where his thumb is, and we can run out from under it any time with bloody well choose. But
he gives a wry smirk.
And I would like to say, to add to that, I know exactly where Jill can stick his thumb. Just frankly, like.
Right, but I'm
desperate times make desperate allies. I don't fault you for helping, for wanting to.
Right, he's
tell him where to shove it.
You know, a convenient ally at times. We have a roof over our head and somewhat passage around the city, which is rather convenient. But given what he tried to do at the ritual, we were somewhat concerned that if he had the ring, he might try to do so again. And given that you were at said ritual, there is now some concern that you might misappropriate the power of the ring. Now, you say you're going to take it home and start smiting undead, and I have to say that sounds mighty noble, and I'm right there with you. But you can see we might still have some hesitation that would like need clearing up.
Magna, may I ask him a question on this subject?
Oh, sorry, yes, I got a bit carried away.
No. I loved it. Like, you are. Here, take all the rest of my bacon. That was fantastic. But I'm just. The thing is, Mr. Silco, I'm not concerned about what you do with the ring. I'm concerned about what Jill does with the ring. My concern is his intentions for my brother, because if he seeks to grasp the power that my brother is wielding, that is an issue. I don't care about one ring in one hand or whatever. But why, you asked why we couldn't walk away from this. This is...
You know what he wanted, Mr. de Rais. You know why he partook in that little ritual of ours?
Yes, he wanted to be a god, I'm aware.
He wanted to appease his pride. He wanted to rise above his lot in life for any means, and was willing to latch on to a dark being and open horrible and dark powers to rest upon his throne, so that all the world could see him as he sees himself.
And what did you want from this ritual? What did I want from this ritual?
You wanted what you've always wanted. Cause suffering.
No, actually. I think I wanted vengeance.
I think
that's
might
exactly.
be the same thing. for the
No,
people
no,
who
but-
are being venged.
No, of course, but I
Or people caught up in the vengeance.
Well,
yes. Oh, you all interrupted the dramatic moment. Okay, what I meant
At
is
least the others are able to understand the point I make.
no, and I understand it too. I'm not saying I was right. I've been struggling with that. But what I want to do is make right the wrong step that I took, take vengeance upon my brother, and then remove myself from you. That's all I'm asking for, is a chance to do that. If I brought him here to enact wrath, and I stopped at the last second to try and failed, then that is on me.
That
And-
really doesn't have anything to do with the ring or my goals.
No,
right, yes,
but
your goals.
stopping him has to do with the ring.
You intend to use it to stop him.
No,
If one of the daughters can go up against the other four.
I intend to keep it out of his hands as you do. And I also thought I saw something in there that could help against him. I don't know. I could have just been insane. It was a possibility. But if you are set against him,
I
Don't
don't
need-
really care about him. But I don't feel like making my job more difficult. And if he unleashes the daughters of Tiamat, well, that does put a damper on my plans. So if I can inconvenience him and help myself, then it works out.
can I just say, of all the things our group has proved capable of, it is inconveniencing people.
Your group really hasn't proved capable of anything.
I ask you to give us the chance to try, then. Let us assist in the heist. Let us foil my brother. And if we succeed at that and find ourselves in Wallachia, you will know you have at least a semi-competent group to help you assemble your weapon and carry on your goals.
I can't stop you from interfering, but I don't need your help. You're asking me to take a gamble on you when I have little reason to.
You're taking a gamble trying to take the ring in the first place. What's four more?
Believe me, that's not a gamble. The ring will be mine.
Not if it's ours first.
And not from
Leans in and puts his hands together in a circle. And you intend to get in my way then?
Not intentionally, but if we do,
And I'll deal with you appropriately.
and I will lean in at this point. So, Silco, you don't seem to have a very strong opinion of us. I assume that, were I to say, for example, that after this meeting, we were going to go and try and get the ring from you people anyway, because we don't trust you and we think we could do it better for our own stupid reasons. And then, lo and behold, because we're morons, that ring falls into the hands of someone you don't want it to fall into. Because we can't entirely trust you, just as you can't entirely trust us. So we're only trying to do what's best. And in trying to do what's best, we do what is worst. That is a gamble. We work together to get the ring.
Or I kill you here now.
I cock a head at that and raise an eyebrow.
You see, I didn't come here unprepared.
No,
You're
it's
talking
talking
about-
pet.
the invisible thing around here.
And that was what you were lunging at?
Yeah, just fucking
I-
move it.
I think that we have come to an impasse.
I agree.
And I do wish for us to resolve these differences in a way that benefits everyone involved. I think you must acknowledge or I think you realize our concerns are very valid and real.
And what can I do to assuage these concerns
Well,
and get you out of my hair?
I think if we could learn to trust your intentions, should you gain the ring, that might go some way in allowing us comfort in your possession of it. Um,
Would you object to standing into a zone of truth?
Not at all.
Well, that might help sort this out a bit.
Very good idea.
You want me to cast it, Magna, or should you?
If you have it, actually, you should do it.
Yeah, I'll cast the Zone of Truth. As Hadrian waves his hand, and the entire area is just filled with. You all feel that same energy of Hadrian, just like fuck it, like the lying is not worth it. Just wash over you. It's not. This is a zone of honesty, even not even a zone of truth. There's something in you that wants to just say what you mean and what you feel.
We're all
Obviously,
making that save.
If you
If you're
I'll
in
go in it.
the 15-foot radius, so it depends on where you
so,
cast it.
so you, I would cast it on the table to get all of this because, but you all can resist if you want to.
Charisma save.
I will go ahead and roll.
Does Silco resist or not?
He does not.
I passed.
I did not pass.
Magnus not trying because he just speaks what he's thinking all the time anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. This is a zone of brutal honesty, not even a zone of truth.
So,
Well,
oh yes, you'll go ahead, West.
No.
You're rather better at this than I am.
I doubt that.
Oh, bugger.
I'm in
You
the
really?
zone of truth. So I'd say, so actually my response would be more like, yes, I probably am. I think the first question is, do you intend to use the ring to to gain power outside of your own country or domain?
He kind of looks there a second. No.
Do you intend to try to gain godhood, rule over the peons around you?
I intend to make myself a monster.
What, like some tragic figure that becomes a member of the undead themselves?
The only way to defeat the superior enemy is to become what they fear.
And what is it that they fear?
They fear losing everything, and they fear mortality most.
Are you confident you can keep the ring from falling into Godric's hands?
Quite.
How do you intend to do so? He is quite powerful himself.
If he knew where it was, he would have gotten it already. And by whispering it away to a place that he knows not, he won't be able to find it. Not to mention the numerous resources I have at my disposal. And I'm not his concern right now.
Does anybody else wish to ask some questions? I'm already satisfied.
What is causing the undead in Valencia?
That's what I'm trying to ascertain.
What was your goal from the ritual?
Real.
Or
would you take Godric's power to cause this change?
I'd do anything to achieve my goals.
So, yes.
And do you intend to take his power to cause this change?
That ship has sailed.
So you don't intend to retry the ritual?
I saw an opportunity and I took it. I see little point in wasting time trying to clean up spilled milk.
Yes, and I am sorry that I helped spill that milk, from what I remember. I may have been a bit of a saboteur there. Well, actually, I'm not sorry at all.
It's quite interesting, this. I've never stepped inside a zone of truth before.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I live inside of one, except in my own mind. I don't know the. Anyway,
Sorry, that's a bit of a diversion.
I really do hate goats, though. I'm just gonna like that. Sorry, that was a truth that came to my
That's
head.
your plan. Use your minions, acquire the ring,
Goats?
get out of here.
Yes.
We'll talk later, Westmore.
I wasn't even in town until I heard you wanted to meet.
Right.
You got her pretty quick.
How quickly do you intend to leave with the ring?
This evening.
That's a problem.
Do you have
Why
any
is that
advice
problem?
for defending ourselves against Godric?
Oh, good question.
Let the monster out.
Would that be him?
She's pointing at
There's a
me.
monster
Yeah.
inside all of us.
I look at all of you like guys.
No, he says there's a monster inside all of us, which is
No, I know, but also I'm just because like I know that there's the monster inside of me, and the monster that is me, but
I'll
so
rephrase
can't-
then.
I can't really let it out. Is the problem? It's already
It comes out when it needs to. I've seen it often enough. Do you know why Godric's interested in the Queen?
I think I have an
To
idea
make a
about that.
statement.
Say again.
He wishes to make a statement.
I know this man actually. I understand his goal.
Well, that does sound.
She's a symbol of rule
No.
derived from
Democracy and all that. But yeah.
well, also
And he
so
won't
they,
be the only one after the Queen.
Oh.
If you really want to take Godric down, I'd use his distraction and interest in her as opportunity. You don't really need to save them. You just need to exploit them.
Who else is interested in the Queen?
I'll let you discover that.
Yes, it is a zone of
Jeez.
truth, not a good zone of compelling them to tell everything that we need us to say.
no.
How
Yeah.
about for 10 gold?
Garth,
But
I think he has a little bit more money than 10 gold.
Like, by the
Just
sound of it.
just a little bit.
Like, God, he has like 10 gold, and if you took 10 gold and just filled an entire street with 10 gold, like again and again and again, it's a lot of gold.
And what about you? What's your interest in Godric?
My only interest is to prevent the end of the world.
I'll nod there and behind. I need to. Okay, wait. I'm in the zone of truth, and I did not resist.
Mhm.
I don't know that the world doesn't deserve to end, but that doesn't mean I want to see it happen. And especially not at the hands of my brother, who I brought here.
I'm just here for my friends, really.
We've had.
Good luck with that.
What is Barry saying about all of this?
He can't talk.
Yeah, we've seen what could happen if Godric's left to his own devices and have absolutely no intention
How
of allowing that to come to
fascinating.
be.
How did you see this?
Oh, well, we've been visited by a strange emissary of Sophitia, the goddess of fate, who's shown us visions of the future.
How interesting.
How annoying.
Very annoying.
I
Also
died
in
of
a
one
rather
confused.
interesting position. Fated, are we?
Well, yeah, we could be.
Apparently, yes.
And that might be very useful to you, right? Like keeping a good relationship with the fated might be a good thing.
We shall see. Should
Okay,
you
yeah.
find
I'm less interested as of right now on establishing a long-term uh, working relationship. I'm mostly just interested in ensuring that you are able to keep the ring safe from Godric, and that your intentions are not of the same level of as Jill or Godric himself.
everybody wants something. You're going to
May,
be hard pressed to find anyone in this world who's entirely altruistic,
may I ask you one more question?
if you must.
What would you do if Godric comes after you? How can
Deal
you
with
keep
him.
it safe?
Um, may I ask one more question?
He hasn't finished answering the
Oh,
last.
sorry. I
Yeah.
thought it was.
I mean, I'm looking for like specifics here, not looking for a general. Whatever I have to do to get him.
Sorry.
But that's just it. I would do whatever I had to keep him from interfering.
But is it enough? It's my question.
It's a really hard question to answer for anybody.
Well,
I
we've
think
seen
it's
what you
really
can do.
clear that it's
Yeah,
about
but we
that
don't know what enough would be.
Right, but he seems to think he does.
No, he's just saying he's going to take the ring whilst Godric doesn't know where the ring is, take it out of the country whilst Godric doesn't know where it's going, and then go and squirrel it away underneath a giant pile of undead, where Godric's got no interest in going. So it's not so much protecting it from Godric as Godric not having a bloody clue where it is, which to me sounds rather good.
No, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's the best option I've seen us have since we found this damn ring.
Yeah, defend it with somebody like mighty powerful, and then stick it somewhere where Godric knows where it is. Then all hell's going to break loose, and the whole land around it's going to get flattened. So no,
Mm,
bugger it
yeah.
halfway to across the world to a different continent sounds great to me.
One more question though. You seem to know something about me, and there were things in that exhibit that sparked something in my head. I don't. You know of anything else in that exhibit? There's more than it seems. There's.
A bunch of useless artifacts and relics from a bygone age. Very little except for the Guardian that my crew will deal with.
The Guardian. You want to say a bit more about that?
Not particularly.
Can you say it?
I could.
Say more about that. No, fine. Okay. What if they fail?
Oh, you think that carved bloke on the sarcophagus is actually the
Yeah.
Guardian who's going to screw?
Yeah.
That would
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
rather easier to get the actual ring off. Again, I'd have
I
to have
do
something to
do
actually
think that.
deal with him.
It's also the why I feel maybe that's why I recognize the sword. Like I bite his tongue.
That is a good question. What if they fail? What's
They
your backup
won't.
plan?
And if they do fail, well, then I know a great group of adventurers that are just dying to help.
But
Who would that be?
I would much rather help them than go after their corpses are bleeding on the museum tiles.
Right, if they do fail, they're gonna up security at the.
Yeah, and also I feel like I have a bit of a thing with one of them going on, which is terrifying in its own way. But like, I'd rather help them, you know.
I am comfortable letting him try.
I'll tell you what. I'll let my contact know to pay whoever brings him the ring. And if that ring doesn't show up, then I know exactly who to hold responsible.
Who is your
And you can do what you like and face the consequences of my disappointment if it happens. Does
who
that
is your
sound fair enough?
Not really.
who is your contact? So we can deliver the ring ourselves when we eventually get it.
Mr. Elon.
If we
Oh, the tailor! I know
Oh,
him.
Yeah, he's a very good tailor. But actually, this sounds very fair to me. And I'll look at all the others and say, like there's a sort of like, I have an idea.
I think that's agreeable.
Mm,
I don't really care how I get the ring, as long as I get it.
of course. You and your invisible friend can leave now.
Well, I'd say it was fun.
But it wasn't. It really wasn't. You're terrible. You're a horrible company. Oh, fuck. I just missed the zone of truth. Yeah, you're really bad company.
I'll see you around.
please take care.
I hope not.
He gives a slight bow.
I hope we never meet again.
Yep, so do I.
That's at least smart on your part.
Oh shit! Said that out loud. Right, never mind.
And he walks out.
As he walks out. Okay, so everyone, so here's the thing. Here's my plan, right? So my worry with this is that whoever he hired won't be able to do it.
Well, we know they can do it. We've seen Fate. We've seen how that plays out. They steal it
I-
perfectly fine. The
I
only thing that
don't-
goes wrong is we take it off them on the roof.
No, but I don't fucking know that that's true, right? Gods send weird messages. But that's my point. I'm not
Look, you just
suggesting-
want your bloody sword, don't you?
I'm not suggesting we take actually. I'm just suggesting we help them.
All
They
right.
can take the ring.
Well, he's
I-
clearly given them something to defeat the Guardian, whatever that is.
I don't think he has actually.
Look, he's
Wait.
very confident in their ability to pull it off.
And we've seen it that they do.
Yeah,
Why do you
I don't-
all trust that?
Look, I died in one of these visions, and I got this fucking scar here. So, for me to not trust.
A vision. Yeah, a
Yeah.
vision can be you die in the vision, and so you get the scar, but it doesn't mean it's a pure representation of the future.
Well, no.
It seems
unless you
pretty
take-
true and real.
Like the fated thing is that we get the vision, I hope, with the intent that we take steps not to repeat what actually happened.
Isn't the entire thing of being fated that we are free
Oh yes.
from the threads and foibles of fate?
yes, but the implication would be that that is only dependent on our actions, and if the vision shows that our actions are made
It-
things worse,
Except
then the implication is that we do nothing.
that we are free from fate, and fate is sending us a vision to try and influence our actions. If I was fate, and people were free from me, I would be pissed off, and I would try to send them visions to manipulate them and make them do what I wanted to.
You're not fate. You're always pissed off.
That's true. Also, fuck you. But
I there's a lot of assumptions in there that are equally problematic, but not least of which is the idea that that being fated means that visions of the future aren't real. I mean, if we're all fated means is that we don't have to pick that path, but it still is a possible path. And if it's a possible path, that if we take the ring from the gnomes, for example,
I
the implication is that they're not fated. If the vision showed them taking the ring and succeeding, then that's their fate. It's only once we change that fate that things go wrong.
But may I say there, we didn't see what happened in the vision before they got the ring. Well, for all we know, in the vision, we helped them get it and tried to take it. I'm not suggesting we try to take it. I just want to make sure they get it.
Look, what happens if we get caught?
You don't get to go to the Queen's party.
right?
Just the
And
rings of days.
If Godric's there, we're not there to do anything about it.
It's
So
true.
if we mess this up here before the masquerade, it's all fucked. Everything.
Another case in point. If us taking the ring from the gnomes and bringing it to the party gives it to Godric, and the whole reason why they're able to take the ring now is because Godric doesn't know it's there, then if the gnomes fail, Godric still doesn't know the ring is there.
And we can do it.
Well, yeah, but the point I'm making is that
Godric at least has half an eye on us. He's got no bloody eye on
Yeah.
the gnomes.
But I will say we are putting a lot of faith in Visions and in Silco. By the way, that zone of truth was not up when he said Godric didn't know the ring was there.
Right, but it seemed like he was pretty honest beforehand.
no, because
No, it wasn't.
Well, but his intention was to take it away, and
No,
he's
of course.
taken it away.
But again, yes, but that so again,
But
Ma-
why would he lie about Godric knowing if he wanted to keep it out of his hands?
no. Okay, may
Make
I?
insight checks.
Can I say what Hadrian thinks before I say the insight check, just in case it's accurate?
25.
Godric is a showman, everyone. Like, he could know where it is and want to take it during the distraction of an attack on the Queen's birthday. We have no idea that he doesn't know it's there.
But he wouldn't need a distraction.
So Garth, Westora, and Magnar, you guys know Silko Silvasi's demeanor. It never changed inside or outside of the zone of truth. His way of speaking, his language, his word choice, how he talked about things. He never seemed to need to lie to you about anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why, if Godric wouldn't need a distraction to get the ring, he would just go get it.
I don't know that.
Who's going to stop him? Who would stop him?
There's a couple of law mages.
Yeah.
You're
We
talking
saw
about
it-
taking the
We
ring.
saw what he did to law mages.
Yeah, but
They
his
were nothing.
rings, he had to use his rings for them. That's the thing, right? Like they went dim.
And he
after
can
that.
teleport as well, mind you. So he could get in, hit the ring, get out without anyone fucking knowing, really. He wouldn't need a distraction.
Does he have a chisel?
A what?
A chisel.
A chisel.
He's not going to need a bloody chisel. Once that guardian comes alive, you take it off the hand.
I again, the point is there's so much we don't know. All I'm saying is that trusting in
Some gnomes who have been casing the joint for about a week and a half at this point.
and are psychopaths and
Well, what-
visions from a lady of fate who we should have had.
We're doing anything that we're doing is because we think the world's going to end, and the only reason we think the world's going to end is because of some bloody vision.
No, actually, I think the world's gonna end because I think I know my brother and I know myself.
I think that if you're accusing us of trusting the visions, I mean, the reverse is also true. You've got no basis to not trust the visions,
Of course I do.
and that is
The gods carelessly destroyed my home to be elevated to their own status. Ao bestowed in his wisdom the title of fate upon Sophitia, but she still hates him.
think this is what's called confirmation bias, maybe, or something like that. Like the idea that you've already got an idea of, you've already judged or decided what it is, and you're just trying to fit everything into your narrative.
Yeah,
Maybe that's not
but
confirmation bias.
psychologically speaking, because I've read all those tomes from Ishgard, confirmation bias can also be a helpful thing if you actually have the information in your background.
Hold on, Hadrian.
Yes.
If Sophitia does not like Ao, and Godric would bring upon the world the ending and the gods being dethroned, why would she want to support Ao keeping his throne? By making us interfere.
I that's not what I'm saying. I would rather have AO keep his throne than end the world. That's not the point. The point is I don't trust the gods. No. I just don't fucking trust the gods. That's all there is to it. Like
You don't trust anyone.
I trust you all more than I trust the gods.
Well, trust us then. Let the bloody gnomes take it, and we're all done by 8 o'clock tonight.
Have a little faith. Just a little bit.
Okay. When you put it like that, okay. But if they fail and my brother gets the ring and summons the dragon upon this one, I will say I reserve the right to say I told you so.
Oh, you can
And
write
do a,
it in
and
bloody
do a
file,
victory dance.
if you like.
I will.
And if it's gone tonight and they took it without a hitch, then we get to tell you the same.
Oh,
Yes, you do.
Smugness all around.
Well, not sure
Yes.
that helps anybody very much, but yes. Let's go shopping at that place with the adventurous stuff.
Well, that's not a shopping place. It's a bar. But
That's it. Yeah, it's an
I-
inn, actually.
But you know what? I know it's 10 a.m., but I need a fucking drink, so I'm going to go to Madame Republic.
It's an inn. It's not a bar, it's an inn.
Which an inn?
Yeah,
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Each day, is there much of a difference?
No.
Between a bar and an inn.
Well, I guess you can stay. Well,
An inn has rooms. A bar does not.
true.
But you mean a tavern in an inn?
Yeah. I know it's an inn. It's not a tavern.
I don't know if taverns necessarily have rooms or if taverns refer to the room at the inn in which you drink.
That might be it.
Make an intelligence check.
Oh, this is great. 6.
Garth doesn't know the difference.
15.
Starwood.
21.
Magnar definitely does. So a bar is a place to drink. That's its main purpose. Taverns tend to be a bar that also have rooms that you can rent out. And an inn is specifically a place with places to rent, like rooms to rent and stay in. Now, sometimes an inn will have a bar or food place for their guests, but that is not guaranteed.
Free information for all of you people out there running your own D&D campaigns and have often wondered the question, what is the difference between an inn, a tavern, and a bar? Now you know.
And knowing is half the battle. Joe.
Cultural reference play straight overhead.
The British guy doesn't get it. They're not called G.I. Joes in Britain. They're called something else.
Action man.
There you go.
Anyway, bring it back.
All right. So, as you guys sit around for the morning, is there anything else that you guys are going out looking for a drink? Is
I was
anyone
to try to acquire a map of the fucking city.
make an investigation check?
Where are you going, Garth?
I want to find a map.
Do you want me to come with you? Give you a hand?
Need the map
If
to
you
find a
would,
map.
please.
Right. Well, I'll come with you and give you an hand before you end up looking for a map of the sewer by mistake.
Or investigation, you said.
At advantage, if Garth does Magnar have investigation proficiency?
That's a good question. Actually, no, I don't.
Nope. So make an investigation check.
Oh, but I can. Wait a second.
Guidance.
I will do guidance.
You can also bless
All
him,
right.
I suppose.
No, bless is just it saves and attack rolls.
Oh, is it? No, it's not skills.
Guidance on this investigation.
What are the verbal components? How are you giving Garth guidance?
I'm gonna use inspiration.
You shall not be lost.
Hey, Magnar.
May the gods guide you.
Jessica apparently sucks. I'm just gonna say.
I'm gonna use my inspiration before, but what did you say to God?
Allow this wandering fellow who knows his way through mighty forests to find his way through winding streets without getting completely lost for once. And may he find his target better than my mace finds it.
What are you rolling like?
Hero point.
Yes, you've rolled an 8 followed by a 10.
So
Well, hero
Magnar,
point.
you're following Garth. The Garth is like, I'm
Wait.
pretty sure there's a map this way. I'm looking at something.
Gonna be a 15 with a hero point.
15. Spending the hero point on
I'm
that.
spending. I need a fucking map. In the worst way.
Eventually, after just getting frustrated, wandering around the town, yelling at people, it just finds someone and grabs them, and he's like, "Where can I find a map?" And the guy just like pointing to a new stand.
Thank
You walk over, and they do have tourist maps for sale for 5 silver.
Is that including the entire city, like the map?
Yep, it's the campus, city, everything except the noble district.
Oh, 5 silver. That's a steal. 103 gold.
He thanks you for your
Wait,
patronage.
Right. Can we get 2 copies for that price, if you don't mind?
Sure.
Right, thanks.
Of course, monsieur. Gives you a copy of the map.
All right.
It's got all these fancy buildings marked on it. The quad for Strixhaven, the different buildings of the Bloom Theater, and a couple of random shops that it highly recommends. Several restaurants that are very highly recommended in different spots around the city, and it does list Madame du Pompadour's for travelers in need of a basically gracious housing.
Perfect.
While they're gone, Hadrian, I would like to talk to Astora about this.
Okay.
Left. And as Silka
Is this about your fear of goats?
fear is the wrong word. It's hatred.
Hatred of goats. I'm sorry.
They eat everything. They pee all over the place. They're terrible animals. With them.
Is it not that because we fear something we hate it?
I'm not here to be just to have my.
Wastora is smiling.
I'm not here to.
She is teasing you.
Look, goats suck. I'm sorry, they do, but except that they make good eating. But that's not the point. The point is it just me, or is literally everybody who participated in that ritual a terrible person? And I'm very much including myself in that.
Well, I participate in it. I would not consider myself a terrible
Okay,
person.
everybody who was supposed to draw power from it. Me, Silco, Jill, Ariel
Well,
Sanchez.
I think that kind of explains it. I mean, one seeks power for multiple reasons, and that includes potentially doing altruistic things. But you got to look at the type of power that they were trying to draw from. Ancient dark gods from from beyond the veil kind of thing being drawn into reality so they can absorb their power to their own ends. I don't know what kind of lovable, friendly, great person would be participating in such a ritual.
Do you know what the funny thing is, though? I'll lean in real close, and you can see he's like, there's a little bit of sort of strange, there's an intensity in his eyes. I may have helped them find that ritual, but I never intended to let them succeed.
I'm pretty sure most of them thought that they were probably going to take everything for themselves.
No, I wasn't trying to take everything for myself. I was trying to destroy them all.
Kind of like by making an apocalyptic kind of thing situation. By destroy them all, are you talking about the participants in the ritual, or
yeah,
all
them too? But I mean, no. I really don't remember. All I know is that there's something in me that has so long called out for vengeance and wrath. And it's not just there. There's a reason for it. I lost people, and I've been alive for a really fucking long time, and I've met other people, and I've never really been able to forget. No, that's wrong. I have forgotten them. I don't even remember her face. I just know that even when I forgot, I remembered and I fought for them. And I didn't know what I was going to that ritual to do, to become a god of wrath and vengeance, or to.
Maybe you weren't certain at the time.
No, I seriously doubt I was. But I do know that I saw what was happening, and I ended up.
I think most people go through much of their life and make actions or lead themselves to places without fully knowing what they will do once they get there. Um, I am moving forward with this scenario we're in. I know we are going to be meeting with Godric potentially on the Queen's birthday. But what is our intentions? I don't think we can destroy Godric at this stage. I think all we can do is delay him. But like, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to act. I don't know what it's going to be like. And you, like you said, have lived a very long time. You cannot have spent all those years in vengeance. You have memories, sensitive memories of people who were important to you during that time. You know, you put yourself in a situation like that where you have people who are power hungry and desiring to shape the world in an image that you may not have liked. You have your own conflicted emotions about your desire for vengeance, as well as perhaps memories from your time in this world that are not so negative. You know, there are probably many things that motivated you, many conflicting things. From what you're telling me, that seems to be the case.
Mhm.
I mean, I can't really pretend to understand what you were going through, but to me, it sounds like you may have made what you thought was the right decision at the time.
It was so wrong, though. I, sorry, Nick is actually good. I yeah, I get it. I do. I saw. I fought for one person, for one family, for one nation, and I saw all the damage I'd done to everybody else, and I can't. What kind of person, what kind of monster does that,
A
and then
human,
tries to get more power?
a, somebody who makes mistakes. Everybody. You, everybody mm, does things like that in their lives at various times for different things.
I just keep restoring hug, which, given our strength differentials, I feel like might crush a rib of hers or two. But I'm just gonna.
She
Yeah.
she kind of like you probably squeeze around her, and you probably feel like a hand coming up and like gently patting you on the
Yeah,
back.
yeah. There's like a there sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay, it's all right.
Crying as he.
Yeah, just let it out.
All right. Magnar and Garth, where are you guys going as you spend some time looking for a map?
Oh, question.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any tailors marked on the map?
There's a few shops for fancy clothes marked.
Ooh, Magno, they have tailors marked on this map.
Oh, that reminds me. I was going to look at getting some fabrics and supplies and have a. But no, I wouldn't be able to make an outfit for any time yet. But maybe it's a sort of fashion district where we might be able to kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah. Would you mind if we went?
Oh, I wouldn't mind at all.
Perfect.
All right. Make investigation check at advantage.
You want to make this one, Magno? It's on you.
Oh, we've got the map now. That's the advantage. Um,
It's a big city.
I know.
I do have the Outlander background, so I'm really good with maps.
Ah,
I would say.
well, I can't quite work out. I know I can read the map. I know where it is. I just don't quite sure where we are. Got 11.
What's the Outlander? The map one?
Here I put it in chat.
Read it out loud.
You grew up far from. Oh, is that Outlander or is it Wander? My apologies. You have an excellent memory for maps and geography, and you can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you. And then it's finding fresh food and water as well.
So you know where to find the food on the map, and with the map, basically, you'll always be at advantage for looking for anything in the city
Okay.
because you've seen the map now.
Okay.
So you'll remember its general features, and once you find a place, you won't have to make a check to get there,
Okay.
but you still have to find it in the city.
So I'm at advantage for this.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't work it out.
15?
All right. So you guys go and you can see various different quarters. There's mannequins dressed up, suits, these huge dresses with large things. You notice a lot of people are selling masks, these custom or neat fancy masks being made. Some full face masks of ivory, some with huge horns, some like hoods that you'd wear with a visor, others just these large eye-shaped masks, couple of half-face masks. And there's also a lot of shops for clothes and dresses and suits and tunics. There's costume shops that have opened. There's a La Spirit that's making a lot of costumes and selling those. What exactly are you looking for?
Magna, what do you think would be fitting for a man such as myself? Not too
Oh,
good at the whole fashion thing.
well, you may have noticed that I've been wearing exactly the same thing pretty much every day since we met, so I may not be the best person to ask this of. My suggestion is to take a look around at some of the citizens walking by and see if there's a look that catches your eye.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll look around a little bit.
There's a lot of people are wearing these layered sort of blouses with lots of frills and ruffs and long velveteen coats with filigree and inlays in them, huge puffs around the sleeves, long tail coats. Some people have these huge velvety cloaks that just sort of drape around them and billow as they walk. A couple have these huge collars. Some of the women are wearing these giant skirts that come out in like huge poofs and have whole bunches of decor and ribbons and filigree on them with these many people, men and women, are wearing what looks like cinches around their stomachs, pulling them in and tight. They have ornate sort of wigs and hair done up. Almost everyone currently is buying a mask or wearing a mask of some kind in preparation for the celebration. There's lots of lace and filigree. There's these flowing gowns and suits. There's You can see some people have these really pulled up tight tunics that come across and stitch with these large straps that come around, or this huge like patch on it with lapels and sort of this draping sort of tunic-esque or draping almost cape, but it only comes down to about the hip.
I will go for some like more like poppy stuff. I guess it seems to be pretty popular around here. Just a set or two of clothes of that.
Pants tend to be worn tight or very like bulging and loose or up to the knee and then very tight below the knee.
God, this old fashioned thing's not.
You
not
see
poppy stuff.
some people, some of the men actually have what looks like these leather pants that have like straps going across. They're materialed pants that have little straps going across the thighs and legs that tuck into their boots and are really tight, but they'll have this almost half skirt around one side that they'll carry their rapier on.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go for like the first one you described, like the pretty like I guess it would be like what colonial kind of era, I'd say, something
Ish.
like that.
All right.
All right. So you go in and you see this little gnomish lady. It's the first time you've ever seen a gnome look old because of the big Coke bottle glasses and graying hair, despite the young face, with this long sort of pipe. Yes, darling, how can I help you? Oh, you are, you and the dwarf, are you here together?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So are you looking for something for some kind of couples event, or are you looking for a matching thing? What kind of do you for? We're going with the current fashion. You want something custom made? What is it? You ready for measurements? Do you have an order already? I need to know.
Oh, it's just for him. I need to maintain the robes of my order.
Oh, I don't think you should be caught anywhere in those particular robes. I mean, look at them. They're all dusty and dirty, worn. I don't what? Have you been wearing the same thing for the last 10 years?
Added is hero, and yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. We definitely need to modernize you. Just because you're a man of the cloth doesn't mean that you can't show up in a little bit of panache.
Well, let's worry about my companion here first.
I see. So you're obviously the one in charge of the situation. All right. So what are we getting your man here?
I would like take them to the window, like point out someone wearing kind of a
All right. So you want one of the typical one of the typical blouses for the Amerisian style. Now, for your long coat, are you looking for an asymmetrical cut, something along the line to show off the muscle, with a little bit of design, something perhaps in primordial written up along the side? Definitely want to make you stand out a little bit. With the green, we should go with an a deeper color green and some copper and bronzing inlay. Yes, that'll be fabulous.
just make me look like I belong here is all I ask.
All right, come over here, darling. Stand in front of the mirror. She drags over a stool and like whistles, and you can see like four spectral birds fly out with like little ribbons between them, and the birds start kind of flapping and taking her measurements around as she kind of stands up and drops a measurement tape. Kind of shakes her head, goes over and gets a much bigger measurement tape in front of the room. Pulls it out, begins taking a measurement. All right, so I can have this all done for you. And and she starts taking some fabric and draping it on you, and then she'll snap her fingers, and some of the fabric will unstitch and restitch and reweave. She says it'll take me at least 5 days to get it ready for you.
Oh,
And that'll be for this about 40 gold.
40 gold. Well,
Double the
This
price and have it done in half the time.
this is 2 sets, right? 2 sets of clothes.
One set. You want
One
2 sets, that's 80 gold.
Two. How am I looking on money at the moment? Oh, 80 gold to get it done quicker.
That's right.
I think I have the gold for that. How long would it take with 80 gold? I'll ask that.
3 days.
3 days.
I can probably get it done in 2 because you're such a charmer.
I've been told that before.
Can't deny that it's true.
But I'm not dressing the bear up. I don't do pets.
He already has a tie. It's all right. That's enough. 80 gold. Sure, I'll do 80 gold.
All right. She hops off the stool and waddles around to behind the counter. You hear like steps on steps. Yeah, until she slowly rises up above the counter.
Magnar, do you want me to count this out, please?
Oh yes, I can help you with that.
I'll pay 80 gold for a set of clothes.
Okay.
Money
We
rolls.
count up the gold.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Edna.
Edna. It was a pleasure meeting you, Edna. I look forward to seeing your finished product.
Edna Minfilia Lewant III.
Edna's all right. I won't remember the rest of it.
That's okay, darling. Most people don't.
Of course she's here.
Yeah, I think that's all I need. Magda, did you want something here?
Looking around, are they just selling? Is it just a tailor, or are they also selling fabrics and material and supplies?
Fabrics and materials.
Then I think Magnus first. Yeah, right. Well, I've got no experience in it as of yet, but I thought I might try my hand at tailoring myself. I'm a follower, as you might observe, of the Forge gods. But
There's not a lot of hammers involved in tailoring.
well, I know that, but my god also is the god of all craftsmen, and I have to say that the things that I've seen in this city are mighty fine representations, including your own work, might I say, judging by the samples that I've seen around your store. Mighty impressive. So blessings of Deskar upon you, notwithstanding.
Oh, thank you. That's wonderful. Desko's wonderful. I'm a big follower of his ways. Love all the arts. Gotta say though, personally, the god to follow if you really want to get anywhere in life is Midas.
Well, the 80 gold notwithstanding, I can see that. But I'm more interested in the craft and the end product. And not gone so well in the forges themselves, so I thought I might sort of spread
You
out.
have to remember, there's no point in crafting something if there ain't anyone there to buy it. You see, you're in the middle stages right now. You're just thinking about what the object is that someone wants or that you want or that anyone wants. You see, everyone's got wants, but you have to navigate from their wants to what they receive, and you navigate that river, the great material river, by producing stuff, and that's how you advance your goals and advance in life. You just find out what the things they want are and find a way to provide them, which if you're a craftsman like us, that's the mighty goal, right? We craft and come up with the things that people want so we can satisfy their needs and progress upon the great material continuum until we get a much better afterlife.
But what if you're just making gifts?
Oh, never do anything for free.
Never.
I think that's a sort of Midas thing. Any road, I doubt anyone would want to buy anything that I made in the near future, but that's something I can look towards if I get further down the road. But I thought I might start with some cloth that was reasonably easy to work with, and the needles and threads and scissors and other things that I might need to get started, and perhaps a pattern or two. Perhaps for a waistcoat.
Yeah, I could sell you a couple of that stuff. You know what they say, a wise man can hear profit on the wind.
Righty then. Well, yes. How much for a starter kit, you might say?
Taylor's kit would be about 14 gold and some materials. We'll say, how about this? You just owe me one and you can take a couple of swaths.
Ah,
Are
to
you
your
sure?
prior point of not taking up for free, but I suspect that favours.
The riskier the road, the greater the profit. And
Alright,
treat
then.
people in your debt like their family. Exploit them.
Right then, yes. Well, good then. I'll take a tailor's kit and some stuff to get me started. And we'll be back.
And I'll be sure to call on that favor when the time is right.
Well, yes, indeed.
Have a terrific day, Edna.
You too. It was wonderful preparing your outfit. It'll be ready for you in a couple of days.
I'll
Yes.
be back.
Thank you very much, Edna. Right then. Do you know your way back from here, Garth?
I think.
Oh, good.
I suppose we'll find out, won't we?
5 days later,
Several days later.
Eventually.
Do we need to make a check to get back to the manor?
No.
No.
you
All
don't.
right. Good.
I was joking mostly.
So what are Wistora and
Uh,
Hadrian doing?
After I release her, and I will use 5 lay on hands to repair her broken ribs.
That's right.
Sorry,
I
um,
appreciate the gesture.
I know I can be. No, not can be. I know I almost always am an ass, a bastard, a tough person to deal with. But no, actually, there's no but. I'm just sorry.
Well, I have faith in your ability to make yourself a better person, if
We'll
that's
see.
what you wish.
We'll see. For now, I suppose we're set on. I still don't trust it, but I told you all I trusted you, so maybe we go to Madame de Pompadour's and see who's there, and if we can maybe corral some allies into a fight or against Godric, like those other adventurers.
Well, I mean, are we trying to corral the adventurers in the fight? Isn't our game plan to go and get this son of the queen to change his performance, and also try to speak to the queen ourselves somehow at some point?
Well, I
Warn her?
don't know how well your night with him went.
He wants a second date.
Wow, he is a much more tolerant person than I expected him to be. Actually, interesting.
What's that supposed to mean? What
I-
is he being tolerant about?
I as she's like probably putting her hand in her head, like first,
What's that supposed to mean?
I just look at her.
Are you saying somebody has to be tolerant to want to spend time with me?
He looks yes.
And with that, we're going to go to break. Welcome back, everyone. Last we left off, Westora and Hadrian were having a little bit of a interesting conversation about Westora's romantic life. Yeah, about him
yeah.
casually insulting Westora.
After all she's done for him too.
Garth and Magnar return to the chateau.
I feel like they come back in and she's like, and what does that mean? He's like, you're very hard to deal with, and I'm just somebody who, what? What are you two looking at?
Wistora turns and storms off, and then immediately realizes she has nowhere to go. And then turns around and just walks right back.
You want to try that again, but like huff as you do, just like huff, and then go out because that you be more effective that way.
No, I'm satisfied. Satisfied.
Matt takes his supplies down into the basement, to the workbenches. He's starting to get set up down
Okay.
there.
What did we miss?
He insulted me.
Well, that's not shocking.
Yeah. I was gonna
Oh,
say.
We found maps. Magna and I did.
Oh, really?
No,
Mhm.
good.
And I've got
Did-
some cool.
Did you have trouble getting around the city
No, actually, I did.
beforehand? Did you need to find a map?
I found a map. I'll leave it at
Because
that.
technically, I don't know that you had trouble
Yeah,
navigating this. I don't think
I
anyone else knew.
found a map, and I'll leave it at that.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.
I also got. Yeah, Barry was there. He saw it. It was amazing.
Barry is not a reliable witness here. He is clearly biased.
Hey, look at that face.
Right, you wouldn't lie.
I look
I
at
also-
Barry. Yeah, he would.
I also did order some clothes. to be
Good.
made.
Perhaps in exchange for some ale, Barry might tell a fib or two.
Never, not a chance. Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my last bottle of scotch, Barry. If I give you this bottle of
He's
scotch,
licking his lips.
will you
Resist.
will you
Alright.
say that Goth and Magna went to have some private time while they were away, and that they didn't actually go get?
Puts his arms out.
Resist.
I want to hear it from you first, and then I'll give it to you.
Hold on.
I'd like to hear Rossi as Barry.
I'm going to cast a spell. Give me a minute. Let me find my character sheet.
What are
Speak with
you
animals.
Adrian is trying to convince Barry to tell a lie about you and Garth. That's about
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals on Barry.
All right. Barry says, "Oh, come on, just give me the scotch. I mean, it's not like you understand me, anyways. I could say that you're wearing underpants on your forehead, and you wouldn't even know."
You could say that, but it'd be false.
So I'm lying, anyways, and I did the thing, so I get the booze.
But he can't hear you say that. Well, I can.
So tell him I said it.
Adrian,
Hmm.
Barry says you're wearing underpants on your face.
That's not what I said to say to him. You're supposed to tell him that I'm lying.
I take a swig of the scotch.
Oh,
All right.
come
well,
on.
No, it's fine. You didn't like if that's the lie he told. He chose not to tell the lie I asked him to tell. So I guess he doesn't want the scotch. It's good scotch, by the way.
Barry, there's about half a keg of ale in my room.
No, there isn't. Barry drank it already.
Just go look in there for it.
Okay. I don't have to lie to anyone.
Anyway,
We should talk like this more often.
It's nice you can actually respond.
Do you think?
You guys just see Garth making bear sounds.
Hands up.
Hey, Garth, do you think Barry might have a drinking problem?
No.
He doesn't have any trouble drinking to me.
I was gonna say it's like airplane, right? I got a drinking problem.
Right. Seems to drink just fine to me. He takes after me, I guess.
Yeah. He's better than you at it, though.
I don't think he is.
Barry,
I
think
don't drink yet.
challenged you.
I
to a
always
drinking
have.
contest.
You want to settle this? Like the old days?
Wait. Before you two do this.
You can't understand it. They're talking in
Oh,
bear.
okay, fuck. Sorry. I thought I could understand Garth at least. Sorry.
No.
You want to settle this like the old days, do you?
Did we say we wanted to go to that Madame Pompadour's place?
Yeah, we did. That's what I was saying. Could we do it there? Could we do the drinking contest and get thrown out immediately? Probably.
Yeah, let's not have a repeat of the last bar we walked into.
Well, that was a fight, not a drinking contest. Very different.
Right.
So
I don't
try
trust.
any-
The only person here that I trust not to get us into a fight, besides myself, is Magnar.
Well, why do you think I would get in a fight? When have I gotten us into a fight?
I don't think you would intentionally get us into a fight.
I would.
Yeah,
I don't understand Barry, so I can't respond.
yeah, you
Just
would. Barry says he might get us into a fight,
Oh, that I trust. Yes.
but it's just because he's a bear. and
Well, it's
people
because
don't
he's
get
a drunk bear.
There's nothing wrong with being a drunk bear.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it if he doesn't get us into a fight.
I'll keep him on my eye.
You'll keep him on your eye. What does that?
I'll
even
keep
mean?
an eye on him. I'm new to this whole thing. All right,
What
I
speaking?
mess up sometimes.
Speaking?
Okay,
Like, you know, the figures of
may I say,
This is where you punch him.
punch him. Which one?
All of them.
I
May-
think
may-
Start
may I
with
s-
dominant.
may I say, Wistora,
Let the animal out.
of all the people in this party, I have not gotten us into a bar fight. That was Addison Goss.
That was Addis. Last month. I don't know if Garth.
I will say I have tried really, really hard to get us
Yeah,
into a fight
yeah.
with Jill. He never takes the bait though.
I think it's while you have not got us into a fight yet, I think you're the most likely to piss off a room of people by saying the wrong thing, and therefore getting us into a fight. You just haven't yet.
Well, you see, the problem with that is that you said the wrong thing, but here's I can be very charming if I want to be. I think I proved that yesterday. Having said that, if I want to piss off a room of people, yes, I'd be very good at that too.
It seems you tend to prefer to be the latter than the former.
I tend to not care about being the former, except when it pisses off somebody that I want to piss off. So yesterday, I did want to piss off Quintilius, so I charmed the rest of the bar. And today, I don't want to piss off anybody in Madame de Pompadour's unless Jill is there. We'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it. But
All right. Well, let's go.
all right, I will be my most charming self. I say, and I still don't have the trench coat on, by the way, so I'm not looking like Godric in the wanted posters, like because it's still at the store. So I'm just gonna be walking in my nice undershirt and my sleeveless.
I got my ever changing outfit thing, don't I? So
Yeah, I do. You know what? Actually, I have mine as well.
you do. Yours is armor. Even.
Yeah, it is. I will use that to have sort of an Ameresian style of basically close fitting, somewhat revealing male leather armor and accoutrements. Might as well try to show off.
Restore is actually going to stick with the Jaru style of clothing. She's just going to have a very nicer form of it. Like her clothing isn't like the clothing she was wearing has been battered and worn and torn from travel. Now it's nicer and more put together and maybe better embroidery, that kind of stuff.
Mm.
I'm still wearing my furs.
Are we on this map now, Frosty?
Not yet. I was just moving you guys there ahead of time.
Okay.
I will expertly guide us to Madame de Pompadour's with my
All
newly
right.
acquired map.
Make an investigation check at advantage.
One of these days you'll succeed.
I will succeed. Eventually.
It's just a matter. It is literally the odds are someday. You see?
17.
All right. So you do expertly navigate the map around until you find the place on the map that notes Madame de Pompadour's, and you see this nice 2-story, very fancy house. There's a large double door at the front. You can see little statues and candles. There's well lit windows. The whole place gives off the scent of fresh baked food and scones and fruits and wines and perfumes and spices. As you guys are approaching, you see through one of the windows a woman in a pink dress with a bit of a fan kind of spots you guys and gets up and comes around and then opens the door and says, "Greetings, welcome. I am Jean Antoinette Poisson or Marquis de Pompadour. Happy to have you. Are you travelers from other lands?"
We are currently new residents, actually. And
Oh, well, welcome to Amaris. I am so happy that you have decided to make our great country your home.
well, unfortunately, it is likely to be a temporary stayover, but
And-
we have enjoyed it immensely.
And we
thus
are
far.
charmed by your presence and your hospitality in this place. Bowing.
Super.
I am with Sora Fresh now.
A pleasure
are-
to meet you.
Yes. These are my companions, Hadrian, Garth, and Magnar.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. Are you, if you, this is your co-resident, I assume you don't need a place to stay. Are you just looking for some elevated company for the evening, a chance to make friends and mingle with other travelers like yourselves?
You want
Yes,
to drink?
Indeed, yes. And
Oh, we do have plenty of wine. Dinner is just finished being prepared.
Perfect.
We do have
Um,
several guests staying, but you are welcome to meet them. Just please be respectful to all those involved.
I would love to meet them, and I swear to be respectful. I also may, a home away from, well, a place to stay away, because certain things in the current residence.
Maybe people will stop showing up unannounced here.
Yeah, sort of one of the vibes. But anyway, charmed to make your acquaintance. Is there any protocol other than being generally polite that we should follow here, or?
Oh, this is establishment for the best of the best of travelers from various things. We have diplomats and guests from all along, and there is food and state. There's a library upstairs. Please keep your voice down while you're in the library. Otherwise, please make yourself at home. All are welcome at Madame de Pompadour's.
Thank you.
Thank you, milady.
Of course, my pleasure. Always happy to make new friends.
Could you direct us to the bar? You said there was a bar.
Well, there is wine set out in the kitchen. There is no bar here.
Oh, could you direct us to where we may
Of
have
course,
one
right this
companion
way.
who is a little bit too enamored of it, but I say
Kind
that
of lead you into the hall and then
Westora.
over to the left. As you walk in through the large archway to the left-hand side of the first floor, you can see out past these large sort of double doors into a stone brick park, an atrium with a large garden and overgrown trees and lush grass and flowers. She leads you through the archway, and you see two gentlemen, one of which is familiar. You guys recognize Antoine Rigide sitting with a well-dressed gentleman in sort of a blue tunic with gold trim and white bits of armor, long white hair, large elf ears, and white skin. You can see the tandem hunches they're talking. I know, but just because our two nations disagree on exactly the nature of magic does not mean that magic is absolutely safe. I mean, surely even your own people can agree that magic in the wrong hands is dangerous. And the young man says, I don't believe that it's really magic that's dangerous, more of the people. And that's what laws are to deal with, is to deal with those who would abuse any weapon. A sword in the wrong hands can be dangerous, just as magic can. But a sword in the right hands can be used to defend and protect, as can magic. One's laws should treat the people according to how they use the thing, not on principle above all else. These are two of our guests. That is Vaughn of Dumeria and Antoine Rigide of Versailles.
Well, we know him.
He looks over. Yes, we have met. I
Have you
see you
met?
guys managed to get yourselves out of that mess.
Yeah, pretty easily actually.
Well, that is good. I am glad that you are well. Especially you,
Inside
Mr.
check.
It's really
Yeah,
nice to see you
pleasure.
again.
Glad to see that you are indeed doing well. Just to remind myself, this is the guy who led that first caravan that
Mhm.
Godric jumped, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do remember.
He definitely doesn't seem happy that you're still here, Hadrian.
Wonder why.
But the Madame leads you past to this ornate dining hall with a large round table. There are 8 seats set up around several dishes. You can see a couple people have already helped themselves, and a maid is currently cleaning up a couple of the plates. But there's still fresh wine and empty glasses, a cognac sitting on a shelf with some other glasses ready to be poured. There's whiskey and what looks like cubes of frozen water ice.
Milady, Madame, pardon me. How should we address you?
You may call me Madame, Marquis, Lady de Pompadour, or Jean Antoinette.
Jean Antoinette. Jean Antoinette. What is the cost for staying or partaking here?
It is my hospitality. There is no cost. It is just we help each other. You know, I offer my hospitality to those who travel and wish the thing, and in exchange, occasionally I might need a favor. There's no wait. We just simply socialize. One is not here to keep score. Please make yourselves at home.
Thank you very kindly.
The food and drinks are free too.
Of course. I wouldn't be very hospitable to charge my guests for the pleasure of the company, would it?
Well, when you put it like that, it wouldn't be no.
Insight check.
All right.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
I'm not going to roll because I think, yeah, she does it. She says she does it in exchange for favors. That
Right.
makes sense.
Cool. I'm gonna re-roll that with my inspiration. Thank you. 21.
You get the impression that this is lucrative in other ways.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I got it. Yeah. Yeah. She's a wheeler and dealer. She's an influencer sort of thing. Like she gets important people to. Okay, that's right. Yeah. Gotcha.
Everyone comes and socializes and spends times at her place. She hears all the gossip,
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay.
makes connections, people want to help her, and
She builds rapport.
Yeah. Exactly. I pardon me. Another question: is it permissible to drink in the amphitheater, the garden, or is
of course,
Okay, thank you. Because I'm afraid some of your guests and I do not get along, so I would like to go and just.
everyone gets along at Madame de Pompadour's.
And
Well,
I wasn't saying that it was going to be hostility. I was just saying I don't want to be in his vicinity. So I will respect your hospitality, and I do appreciate it. Thank you. And
I hope you have a pleasant evening.
Yeah.
Can I help any of the rest of you with anything?
You said there was a library.
Yes, upstairs. Back left-hand side of the building.
I wouldn't have thought you'd be particularly interested in going anywhere near a book, Gas, after last time.
do you have any guests who plans on attending the Queen's birthday party?
Indeed, several. Vaughn of Temeria, the Prince of Marcouche is here, Leon. The Lord Baron Sengir was supposed to be staying here, but chose to find other accommodations.
Well, I'd be flattered to meet such distinguished guests.
I will happily. Vaughn is talking to Monsieur Razid, but I will see if Leon happens to be up. He does keep odd hours.
Well, don't necessarily disturb him on our account, but if you see him around, he's available.
I do believe Monsieur Gregory of Wallachia is here as well. He tends to be in the library. Monsieur Peltier. He's recently acquired nobility here in town, but has yet to settle.
I see. Sounds like a very interesting individual then.
He was honored by the Queen herself and invited to her birthday party. Some supposed great deed that he did on behalf of the family.
Oh, I would very much love to hear that story.
I wonder if you would be up for telling it. Perhaps if you hear it, you could share it with me.
Ah, perhaps, although I am one uh, who values discretion.
Well, of course, we all are, darling.
Well, I guess I'd be curious to meet this Gregory guy, so I will go to the library.
All right.
I will mention this to the party. I say, I want to go speak to this Gregory person. I'd be curious to meet anybody who has personally met the Queen. And
I'll talk to Leon. Then,
okay,
if he's a prince, I imagine he's going to be at the masquerade.
yes, I believe so. I
Well,
believe
that was if he was. Never mind. Sorry.
All right. She's like,
I
well, if
said-
you like,
I
I can
said
see if he is awake.
Yeah, if you would. Could
Of
you have
course.
him meet me at the table? I guess.
Yes, if
he's up for
Fisher Leon is awake, I will send him your way. If
Thank
not, might I have your name? I can always tell him who was looking to speak to him and
Yeah.
direct him where to find you if you have a residence here in town.
God Stonefist at Chateau Baton.
Pleasure to meet you, Monsieur Baton.
Yeah, pleasure.
I already said I was going to the library, so I'm not there.
All right. So as you walk up, see an aged
I'll follow.
orc sitting at a desk, a long table at the library, maps rolled out, books pulled out. It's in a study. You make a perception check. Actually, not a perception check. Make a nature check.
I got a 4.
You smell very, very strong, herbally, spicy cologne or perfume. Maybe it's garlic. It kind of reeks and puts off an odd scent. You could also make the check, Magnar,
Was there a nature check?
at advantage.
So, my sheet's playing up. One sec. Oh, should have been at advantage. I'll roll it a second time. 15.
All right. So you can't tell what the herbs are. You're not familiar with them. It's definitely not garlic, but you recognize it as some kind of detergent. But the other thing that you smell is something you're very familiar with, and that is silver nitrate. So burnt, sulfury nitrogen silver, like someone boiled silver and turned it into a liquid or perfume of some kind.
Silver nitrate. Okay.
And you guys see the gray-skinned orc with a pair of glasses as he's looking at a book. He's got a sort of short grayish beard. His hair is balding on the top, but is still long on the sides and is pulled back into a long ponytail. He has a red tunic on that's very loosely fit, and the ties that normally hold it closed up top are open to kind of expose the grayish bare chest and silvery hairs on his chest. And there's a lot of hair on his chest. You can see scars across the knuckles and on his hands, and at the back of his palms as he's holding the book. And his hands shake just a little bit. And he kind of hears you coming up and just gives you a brief look, kind of tilting his glasses a little bit, gives you a nod.
Monsieur Peltier, is it?
Gregory Peltier, yes.
My name is Wistor West. No, this is my companion Magna.
Pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you, madame. And he
pleasure is
leans
all mine.
in and gives a very deep kind of bow from his seat.
And Wistor responds in kind. I was told that
You can see his big teeth and large fangs as he speaks.
that you have recently acquired nobility here in
I
Emerald.
was knighted by the queen
That's
about a
quite
year
the
ago.
honor. I was hoping you might share your story with me. I'm quite curious to learn.
Oh, it was nothing. There was her cousin had gotten herself into trouble in the woods with a pack. I happened to be traveling through the area and helped save, or sorry, not cousin, sister's life. And they were gracious enough to knight me as a protector of the noble family.
Wow, that is indeed quite the honor.
It wasn't the first time I'd worked with the nobility here at Amaris. I find the place fairly cultured and civilized, and a nice change to the wilds of Marcouche.
I have yet to visit Arkush.
It is a beautiful land, and its people are hardy and strong, but they are burdened by conflict and anger. They wander around looking for the next fight, the next thing to conquer, the next challenge.
It does
And
indeed seem to be
while
quite.
it suits them, and they, not to call them barbaric, no, it's more of a call to honor, to face the challenges of the wilderness. But I found myself drawn to intellect, to study, to learn, and grasp the world in unique ways. For
Well,
what better challenge is there than rising above the limitations of one's mind?
I have had the pleasure of visiting a library here in town, and this does seem to be an excellent place to study.
You will find some of the best libraries in the world here in Amaris.
I will say that's partly what drew me here myself.
Yes, Magnar is quite the scholar, specializing in Isgardian artifacts. Is that not
Absolutely.
correct, Magnar?
Yeah, that was my initial interest, certainly.
Have you ever laid hands on Ishgardian artifacts? I hear the artistry of.
Don't you have that fish thing?
Well, I have a couple of items. They're not in the best of shape. They've been sort of found and handed on and traded and finally made their way to me.
Are you including Hadrian in that?
I would say at this point, based on
Not
my
the best of
disciple,
shape.
you can all hear Hadrian singing in Primordial from the not like he's not being he's not being disruptive or anything. There's just there's a soft kind of chant singing coming from the. I'll wait to do it, but.
Well, it's not a bad description of it, but no, it's not where I was heading. Yeah. For example, this fish here in the glass bowl, to my understanding, it used not just to be animated, but to actually be alive.
Might I take a look at it?
Be my guest. Yeah, hands it over.
He holds it over. Curious. He kind of tilts his glasses and Ukashvi Noru. And kind of, you see a glint kind of shimmer over his eyes. I have an idea, if you would allow.
Well, if you care to share a little, but then yes, certainly.
If it was alive, then perhaps a spell to restore life might reanimate.
Well, from everything one of my companions said, that they treated these and believed these creatures to have souls and to be people and companions. So yes,
Casually
Aren't
outing Hadrian.
aren't there? I don't. I'm not a
No, I know,
specialist in that kind of magic, but aren't there limitations on the timing
There
for
can be,
those sort of spells?
but
I mean,
I'm
we'd be talking about something that's been dead for what, thousands of years.
perhaps.
I
But
mean,
it is still
nothing.
intact. Usually the limitation is decay.
Mm,
The body decays. And there are ways to prevent such decay to extend how long one might pull one back. Suppose it depends on whether its soul is still residing within it or has left. I don't understand Ishgardian artistry, but when I cast Identify on this, I can see that it says that it is an entity. Great pet. Gararium.
well, Magnar,
then
shall he
please
try?
proceed. That is magic beyond my abilities, and I am fascinated to see where this leads.
Who? Vorah. He. Nothing happens. I suppose it has been too long.
Well, it was worth a try.
Thank you very much for trying, and that does open new avenues of thought to me. Yes.
Are you going to be at the Queen's birthday?
Indeed, I was personally invited.
We have had the privilege of being invited to attend ourselves, although not by the Queen. So,
How are
it-
you being? You're intending to arrive as well.
yes, we have been invited by um, uh, Jill De Debray,
Hooray.
Duray, Jill Duray.
Well, I'm not familiar with Monsieur de Ray, but
That is to your advantage. Although we are his guests, I am not ashamed to, or not afraid to mention that we are not exactly um, fans of Monsieur Duray.
might I ask as to why, if you are working with this man?
How much do you appreciate frankness?
I don't see any reason to dance around and hide one's words.
He's a
A
power
cunning
hungry.
intellect.
He's a power hungry megalomaniac who is single focused on stopping a single being from destroying the world only by gaining his own power to do so, and is using us as manipulating us as playthings towards his own ends.
Have you thought of turning the tables on him?
We have been trying. Um, we are hoping to find um, a new patron that we might be able to um, serve in a way, because we have a very powerful enemy um, that we seek to prevent from doing great harm to the world. And as of right now, Jill has been our only ally.
Well, what I can say is that one can never know the true capabilities of an enemy or of themselves or the dangers that lie in the tasks that they undertake. But the only enemy that can ever really defeat you is fear. Fearing the attempt, fearing oneself, and fear of what may happen can strike cold into the mind and lock the body up and prevent it from ever climbing out of that horrific pit. There are challenges that we all face in life. I know I have overcome many, and I would not be here were it for the fear of trying. Steel yourself to these tasks, and know that if you have these enemies, one's aggression and ambition will often reveal their weakness. Use that to find a way to turn the tables.
Those are indeed very wise words. Do you? Hmm, one thing which we wish, or I was hoping, when I heard your story, is we do seek to find time to speak with the Queen. Do you know if there's a possibility of that?
You seem like a good sort, and were we to get to know each other, I'd be willing, but I would have to know that I was not putting the Queen in any danger.
Of course, I mean we literally just met. I do not expect you to arrange anything right now, but
But let us talk and get to know each other a little, and I will consider this deed.
it would
You
be
seem a pleasant woman
you do
and
flatter
great company.
I would be honored, and I think Magnar, you seem to have found a scholarly interest. Would you care to stay and perhaps talk for a while?
Ah, if I wouldn't be intruding, yes, I'd very much like to be part of this conversation, and I'm also curious about your current research, wherever that may be leading you, given your clear knowledge of such things.
Make a persuasion check.
It's a shame I didn't say it. I got very good persuasion, but I have no reason. My character
Mine's too.
has no reason to convince him to tell her his research. At least not yet. Oh, 16 is
16.
not bad at
He
all.
says, "It is a personal matter. I have endured a terrible disease for some time,
Hmm.
and while I have mastered it, I would greatly like to find a cure."
Is there any way which we could help? We are, well, Magnar is a bit of a scholar. Most of the rest of us are not, but we have some companions. We are able bodied. We have skills that can be used if you seek items or ingredients or assistance of some kind.
Right
Perhaps
now,
we could help you.
research, as I understand it, once one has been kissed by Nylea and forever in her favor, and I wouldn't say condemned, but destined for her hunting ground. And I would greatly like instead to see my family again when my time is up. If you know those who have the ear of the gods, or know of a cure of Nylea's kiss, I would take any help.
That I
Yeah, go
believe
ahead.
that is out of character. That is the goddess that Garth had seen in that
Mhm.
when we were in the woods, right? Yeah. We do have a companion who I believe has had some encounters with her, and
I would love to speak to them.
if you'll wait a moment, I shall go get him.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll
Ah,
go and find Garth.
so, Evan, we're going to jump to you.
Okay.
as you are being led by Madame de Coster, Monsieur Leon is just right up this way. We'll give him a knock at his door, and if he wishes to speak to you, I'll happily introduce the two of you. Monsieur Stonefist Breton, correct?
Just Goth will do.
Of course. Just Goth.
Yeah.
She leads you upstairs to one of the rooms, and you can hear just this loud her story. And hear the walls kind of vibrating. He is quite the staple of a man.
I can tell you, but he snores.
Has he been tested for sleep apnea?
Gives a knock at the door. What? Is it time to fight? Is there? No, monsieur. There are no fights in here. Oh, why is it? Come on! And the door flies open. You just see this big, large-sized dragonborn kind of leaning down in front of the door, his head peeking out. He looks like he could fight. Come on, you want to fight, right? Yeah, that. No, monsieur, there is no fighting here. If you would like, you can always fight out in the streets. I do not know this gentleman, Goth. He just wanted to meet you. They took an interest, heard you were a prince. Yeah. I'm Duke Prince Leon, Esquire. Yeah, and my friend is Lord King Iron Mane the something. Yeah.
Could I just call you Leon?
Yeah, I prefer it if you would. I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah,
kind of
me
leans
too.
in. I don't understand all of these titles. They just make people sound fancy. I thought it was fun.
You're telling me that, yeah. I have no clue what they mean.
Me either, but it sounds good.
It does sound good. It does. It really does.
Want to get a drink? Look for a fight.
Before, I'm not one much for fighting if someone I don't really know.
So boy, he kind of slumps down and turns around.
But I mean, I would like to get a drink if you would like. If not, it's fine. I don't want to.
Oh yeah, I love drinking.
Oh, that we could agree.
Drinking, fighting, and sleeping. Best things in life.
Well, I can agree on two of those.
Kind of holds up his hand, trying. Yeah.
Yeah, high five. Yeah. Oh, there's a table downstairs, right? That has a bunch of
All right.
wine.
As you are walking downstairs, you hear Hadrian singing.
Yeah, drink for the wind goes cold, and drinks to the sundered sky. Drink for those who fought the tower, and by Mogus' hand we died.
I tell you what,
drink.
if you
Drink
want
the
to fight,
memory there.
if you want to fight,
Those killed by Ao's breath. For all the kids.
Can I fight the guy? Say, I mean, he's just kind of talking shit about. No, there's no fighting here. Please, just
right, take him outside.
So a little while as you're singing, Adrian, drinking, this big black-skinned, scaled dragonborn with glowing red eyes comes boom, 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 out into the hall. Hey, your friend says you'd be really fun to fight. You want to go into the street? I guess it's rude for us to fight here.
I look at him. Look him up and down. Well, you'll know Ao. I suppose you'll do.
Who wants to worship Ao? Mogus is my god.
No, I meant the one I wanted. Oh, he's your. Oh, really? He's an asshole. Like he's punched. He beat the shit out of me. Yeah, let's fucking go. Let's go. Come on, like outside there. Let's go inside. Just.
You got me a fight. I like you.
Told you he'd be a good fight.
Kind of just wham.
Kick his ass for me, please.
So this is just a bar fight, so we're just gonna make contested strength checks.
I'm gonna activate my glory channel because I never remember to do that. I was like cracking my head. It's like, so what's your name? As I'm like cracking my head, just like getting ready to fight.
Duke Leon Esquire. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Emperor Caesar King Hadrian the 52nd.
Oh,
No, I'm
wow.
kidding. Those fucking titles are stupid. What's your actual name?
Titles aren't stupid, they're fun.
You know what else is fun? And I'm gonna deck him when we're outside, of course. What? So this is
Just
that
the strength check.
okay? So just straight strength. No.
Yep.
Okay. Well, this is at advantage because of my channel, at least. So 24.
Is it his because of his as well?
Isn't he? What is his?
He's a glory.
Oh. Well, hey.
Oath of Glory Paladin.
Yeah, me too. Right now, at least. We'll see where that goes.
So you guys get into a fist fight and are beating the hell out of each other in the yard. You do end up winning, and he just kind of you get a good crack across.
You know, I feel like I just grab him, pull him down, and just like deck him. He like goes up, lands at the thud.
Throws you over and slams you down. Then he hits the ground. You roll out of the way, spin around, and like punch him. He gets a hit.
Eventually, I'm just gonna put my foot on his neck and just like yield and have a drink on me.
That's awesome. And Magnar and Westora, you're coming down and see Hadrian getting into a fight with this big dragonborn out in the street, and Garth kind of watching. and the Pompadour just rubbing her temples.
I will grab his hand and pull him up, even though he's probably a lot taller than me. And I will look at Madame de Pompadour and say, again, he's still a bit drunk, but he's actually like you would all see right now. He's not actually as shit faced as he might have seemed. He's just Westora, especially when he just looks sad. But he will look at his. I mean, you have
and
to.
They're both bloodied and black-eyed and bruised.
You have to respect their customs, right? You know,
it's Marcusian
diplomacy. I say
diplomacy,
and I headbutt him, and then I'm gonna lay on hands. As I do, though, I will heal him for 25.
He wanted to fight. He's going to the party. I figured it'd be.
Yeah, no. He wanted a fight, and like I didn't have any reason to fight him, but you know,
I said that to Westora and Magnar as they come down.
Oh yeah.
Well, you weren't wrong, Westora.
Well,
what?
He wanted to fight.
Yeah, well, you were.
Well, Leon did.
Well, yes, but most likely. Well, actually, Garth, you said most.
Oh,
Yeah, I figured it'd be the best way to his heart.
Hey, you're a perceptive man.
And I'm gonna as I heal him, I'll clap him on the shoulder and say, okay, so
he puts his hands on you and heals you.
Oh, for how much?
We'll just say you both bring each other back up to full.
Oh, so we can go again? No, I'm kidding. We promised.
We can totally fight again sometime. Next time with swords.
Yeah, sure. Maybe. Are there any other like? You're really fun. Are you the only one? You said you had a friend here. It's like, is it just you two? Like, what's the?
And my sister, although she hurts my head.
Oh. No comment.
And she talks in big words and has lots of attitude and says I'm Analield,
a moron,
anointed, no,
annoying.
Yeah, that one.
Anodyne. A nithalopod. What?
What?
I'm sorry. She sounds great.
Yeah, we're going to this big fancy party. We're supposed to show up and be like, yeah, we're awesome and all great and supposedly get help for some sort of big battle that's going to happen.
Oh,
Or be help for a big battle. I don't know. I just remember there was a big fight that was going to happen.
I see. You know that guy Mogus you mentioned. He did tell me there was a big fight coming. Could I like? We
That's
had a
what
lot.
Dad said.
Oh, I'm sure your father is wonderful. Like, basically, based on everything you said, like, I know you're here, your friend is here, your sister is here. Like, would you all want to like hang out once before the bowl? Like, maybe fight again? I don't know. Just like
I can see if King wants to, but not my sister. No.
she's no fun.
No.
I'll narrow my eyes at that. Yeah. You don't seem like the type to enjoy big words, do you?
Huh?
God, I looked at, like as I'm walking in, I looked to her store like I think I want to meet his sister. Just like say to her store like very openly, and then like yeah, it's like she sounds really cool actually. I think I want to meet her.
I'd be curious to learn more of this war that they're referring to.
Yeah,
By the
but
way,
unfortunately, I don't think he can tell you anything. He's
No, but that's I mean, to your point about talking to his sister.
yeah. Are you sure we couldn't meet with her? I know she hurts your head, but
Well, oh yeah,
sorry.
Garth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
no, go ahead, finish this out.
I was gonna say I know she hurts your head, but like
I don't know where she is. She's just supposed to be at the party.
oh, so she's not even here. So she really is smarter than you are. That is impressive.
Hey,
Hey, it's sort
you
of
want me to kick your ass for real?
I might want to see you try at some point, but no. But right now it's like
A challenge! Reaches for his sword and he's, oh yeah, it's in the room.
I put my hand on. No. Listen, if I thought you really cared about that, I wouldn't be saying it as an insult. I'm just saying it as fact right now. You just said it yourself that she hurts your head because she uses big words. I was just saying that, but in a different way. Basically, I'm just confirming what you.
I didn't like the way you said it.
I'm sorry. You're more of a man of the people than your sister is.
It just kind of pushes you to the side. So, now that we got to fight, drinks?
Yeah, I'll drink with him.
To Garth.
Hold on.
Garth.
How did it go with Gregory?
Well, I haven't told you about it, but yeah.
Well,
That's what. Yeah. So yeah, Garth. There's a gentleman that I think you should speak to.
all right, yeah.
He's
Leon.
interested in your connection with that goddess.
All right, yeah. Oh, I can speak with him.
Yeah.
Leon, I'll be back in a bit for drinks.
All right, I'm just going to go drink. Grumbles and storms.
Well, leave me to him, I guess.
All right. Yeah. I'll lead Garth to Gregory. More Eastern European Gregory.
Barry's coming too.
Excuse me, Gregory. This is my friend Garth, the one I was telling you about.
It is nice to meet you.
Hello.
How are you this evening?
Not bad. Been worse.
And your companion, well met, good beast.
That's Barry.
Noble heart. Charmed. Barry is like raised and make an animal handling, all of you.
Do I? Ooh. Okay.
I've got a 1 bonus.
I'm gonna hero point that.
Oh, that
Oh,
one.
I'm guessing I'm not there because I'm with Leon,
No,
correct?
yeah.
Okay.
So, Garth, you recognize two basically apex predator, like rival predator behavior.
From
Barry is not happy and uneasy and very on edge.
Gregory is not reciprocating it, right?
No, Grigori's just acting
Okay.
calm and demure.
Barry, why don't you
And make a nature check as you catch a strange scent.
Nature. I'm not very good at these. It's a 2.
There's some awful, like, smelly stuff in this room.
Barry, why don't you go down by Hadrian for a little bit? Come on, trust me. It's better.
Make it animal handling.
Fuck. 18.
He- Stop.
Barry, hey, Barry, this is Leon. Leon, this is Barry. Leon, Barry, is it Barry?
They just start roaring at each other.
Probably, less intelligent than you are, so have at it. And I'll just like step back, stop, and Hadrian will stop pretending to be shit faced. He's tipsy, but he's not that drunk. He's like, you two have at it.
My friends here said you wanted to speak to me.
They say you have communed and understand Nylea. I seek a way to free myself from Nylea's kiss.
I've only spoke to her once.
You've spoken to the goddess of the hunt.
Once, yeah. She's the one that made Barry like, she has like that kind of white gray kind of fur spotches over him. She did that to him. I had to drink his blood. I remember correctly.
She joined your souls. Fascinating. She would only, I imagine, do that for some greater purpose.
We have been told that we are fated, if that means anything to you.
I have heard rumors of those that are touched by or able to change destiny and fate at the whims of their discretions. I have heard them be responsible for wars, tragedies, and the most heroic and epic deeds that the bards tell tales of. But I had always thought them legend. They are spoken of as such, and only come during times of calamity.
Well, one of those times is certainly upon us, I can tell you that.
Is this the enemy you spoke of earlier?
It is. A man named Godric.
If you can call him a man.
Perhaps.
Sure.
No, I couldn't.
No, say what's on your mind. Look, how about this? In exchange, I will attempt to talk to Nylea for you.
I was just going to offer that perhaps my curse and sickness is meant to be a gift to the chosen of Nylea. I have not heard of any spoken to her, but it is a gift I could perhaps share with you, but it would be a challenge for you to contain such might and power. It comes at a terrible cost.
I do.
I would not want to burden you as such.
I will search for a way to help you. Whether that's just talking to her, maybe.
I would appreciate any help. I do not wish to insult or seem ungracious for her blessing, but an eternity in her grounds and guarding over.
Is that something I should be looking out for? Like, like a big stay away from certain things with her?
She is tricky and enigmatic. manipulative and cunning. If you realize, she has a saying, if you know you are being hunted, then the arrow was fired a long time ago. It is a question I have contemplated for some time.
She uses a bow.
Yes.
Hmm.
It is said that her arrows were fired long ago and strike their intended targets at the opportune, destined time.
Right. Okay. Yep. Well, probably tonight then I will attempt something. I have no promise it will work or anything, but I will give it my honest effort.
It is appreciated.
In exchange, if you could tell me more about her, because she's been in my mind a lot recently.
She favors those with confidence and destined courage, those that can pursue her prey throughout the lands and hunt the threats to this world. The beasts and stars are hers to command. She guides them through the ephemeral shadows of the night. She is the terrors that we see in the forests and the howls that keep us up at camp. But it is said her garden in the afterlife is a beautiful place where the endless hunt continues for eternity, and that those who are destined to be prey and those who are hunter share a land in eternal bonds.
Right. Okay. Okay. Magna, do me a favor.
Yeah, what's that?
Next time we go on our little adventures shopping in town, can we look
Yeah.
for? You're better at reading than I am, right?
Yes, in most languages.
Could you help me find a book?
What sort of book?
Anything to do with Nylea?
That I can do, yes.
Right.
So actually, because you made mention of there being a library here.
We're in it.
Yeah, so I could have a look around and see what there is.
Yeah, if you would, yeah.
All right, so what are you looking for?
Anything specifically on Nylea?
Make an investigation check at disadvantage.
Okay. Investigation disadvantage. That is an 18.
All right. So are able to find a brief description or a brief book on Nylea. It talks about a lot of the gods, but it does have a chapter on Nylea. And I will answer 5 questions about Nylea for you.
Oh shit.
Well, far away, I can look through here and pull stuff out. What are you after in particular?
What exactly does being kissed by Nylea mean? Or what is it?
So, is that what you're looking
Yeah,
for?
that's
Yeah.
one question.
So, it is said that those born beneath the full moon often grow up to exhibit magical talent or animal features thanks to Nylea's link with Irun, the goddess of magic and the weave. And those conceived under moonlight are believed to have the moon alive with them and are often considered blessed conceptions and are expected to turn to the service of Nylea. And it is said that her moon shines a light in the darkness and that holds evil at bay. And through the moon, she manipulates the powers of the anthropes. And the anthropy was often known by the euphemism Nylea's kiss. One so touched was said to be kissed by Nylea, and the various anthropes took on many forms and either see it as a curse or a blessing, and were filled with a deep and nigh uncontrollable bestial nature, shifting from beast to man and even into the hybrid of the two.
All right.
Oh, just to put that in simpler words for you, I think he's a werewolf.
Well, I know what a werewolf is.
Make a history check.
Yeah. 8.
Nope.
Okay. So a werewolf.
Where's the wolf?
I'll explain it
Werewolf.
later.
Werewolf.
Their castle.
There's quite a bit more.
Why are
in
you
here.
speaking like
Okay. So werewolf. Got it. I think. Next question. Any sort of rituals or ways to get her attention?
For one to show, basically, it says that in order for one to get her attention, she is spiritual and ephemeral, serene and sensual, and mystical. Her moods flow like the ebbs and the tides, and it's said that she often appears to people as their ideal lover and appears to hunters and the hunted in equal measure.
Okay. I guess next question. I don't really have any more.
I'll say you would find that there's a riddle, the riddle of Nylea, which is what he said, and that is if you immediately know you are being hunted, then the arrow was fired a long time ago. And it is said that it is a challenge presented to her champions. Additionally, it is said in rumors that a powerful weapon is guarded by the hunters of Nylea within her garden in the Shadowfell. And that this blade shook the very earth and that it must never return to the world.
Okay. Well, I'll see what I can do, Grigori.
I do not expect anyone else to find this cure for me, but appreciate your help.
Who knows? Maybe I can put a good word in for you.
If you have Nylea's ear, I would be grateful for such kindness.
Is there anywhere around here that has? She's a hunter, right? Small game outside the city.
There are many woods outside the lands. To the east are the great hills and mountains, or if you travel west, past the Belfort Way House and through Dolce to Sedgemore Swamp, you can find many a game, wolf pack, and daring beasts.
Anything like I can get to within a day, maybe.
There's only three. Dolce is only 3 days travel from here.
What we got?
On foot. On horseback, you could make it in half the time.
We've got 9 days before the masquerade. We don't have time for that right now.
Well, depends. If we get some
Right.
horses, we could be there and back. I can see where you're coming from. You might, if you want to get her attention, it might be as part of a hunt.
Yeah. So I was thinking maybe a sacrifice or something.
Might be a bit tricky here in the city itself, unless you want to go hunting rats in the sewer.
Does she not have any temple or place of worship in the city?
Oh, hang on a second.
I also want to
Hold
say,
up the
everyone,
tourist map.
I just read so I'm not loving it, but I did post it in the roll 20 chat.
Yeah, look at your map. Any Nalia faces?
Yeah, looking for places of worship on the tourist map.
There are various temples to Ao to the 12. To Irun. But you don't see one to Nylea specifically.
Okay, so she'd have a station or something at 1 to the 12.
Correct.
That's something we can look into.
Uh,
Try that first.
Yeah.
Specifically, you would find there's temples to Ohanya, Shar, Irun, and Ao that are individual temples. Ohanya's temple is apparently a very popular tourist destination.
Get a start.
And has, yeah.
All right. I mean, anything else you need from me?
No, it was a pleasure meeting you, and I would love to continue to spend time and get to know each of you. Miss Freshno, if you would be so kind, perhaps, to entertain this old man for dinner. You had
My
asked
pleasure.
to.
Oh, why don't you come to our place? Chateau Breton. We can all have dinner. Everyone else should have been announced. You'd be like the first one to actually show up, invited.
I would be honored.
Let's say 2 days time.
Agreed.
All right.
Well, that's something to look forward to.
Mhm.
I look forward to continuing our discussions of Ishgard and the like.
Agreed. I would love to hear your thoughts on the ancient lands and the cycles of the gods in history, and what challenges you have overcome.
Yes, I'm hoping it's less of a perpetual cycle, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
It has indeed been a pleasure.
Look forward to
Have a
dinner.
wonderful evening.
You as
Magnar Stonefist, Restore Garth Stonefist, and
Yeah.
Restore Fresh Snow, and Magnar.
Speak.
You excuse me, I am an old man and do need my beauty rest.
does you very well.
And he kind of stands up with a creak and begins to head out. Did you guys finish up for the evening? Do you guys head back to Chateau Breton?
Mm,
I was going to stay here. I said I was going to go to the roof after the drinking session.
Are you climbing up the building to get to the roof?
I was just going to go out one of the top windows just to sit on it in the sky, sort of.
Well, the rooms are closed. You could go to the hall window and start climbing up the building if you like.
Then I'll just sit out in the garden and stare up. I'm not trying to cause a scene here. I just wanted to get away from the loud drinking and the bear, Jack Dragonborn, and just
There is a balcony outside the library.
yeah, I'll go sit on the balcony outside the library.
Okay. I was just trying to figure out exactly what your intention was.
You know, no, again, I you
Did
know,
you guys have another wonderful day and settle in for the evening and head out? That is where we'll call it for tonight. So just want to give a shout out as we're ending to Live and Let's Die. Thank you so much for the raid. We greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the channel and hope you enjoyed what you got to catch from us, along with all of the people viewing us through there. So happy to have you with us. You can catch our past episodes on YouTube, just Andromeda Adventures. You can also check our link to Andromeda Adventures on Start Playing Games if you're interested in joining any of the games that we have up. That being said, thank you everyone for watching us tonight. It is always a pleasure, and we hope to see you next week. Have a wonderful night.
Goodbye, y'all.
See ya.
Bye.
See you all.